Hi everybody, welcome to Captain Steve's How-To Boating. Today I'm on a 42-foot Sea Ray with Cummins diesel engines in it. And the reason I'm here is because one of these engines failed and had to be rebuilt. And the reason it failed was because it overheated and it was being run at too high of an RPM for too long. Diesel engines are not made to run at full RPMs all the time, only for short periods. There's a cruising RPM that you should be at, and this engine was being run way above that amount. So it's very important to remember that if you're working with diesel engines and you have them in your boat, that find out what the cruising RPM is, or what you might say the maximum operating RPMs are for that engine. Now again, these are Cummins engines, and what I found when I came on board was that they had a problem with the strainers, and that's what caused it. Now I don't know if you're going to be able to see it because you can see how tight these quarters are down in here, but down here is a big strainer, and inside the strainer is a basket, and that's what saves your engines from stuff going in when it's bringing in raw water into your engines. And we're in salt water, and salt water is the most corrosive type of liquid there is, so it's really important to have strainers and to have them clean so that water runs through easily and keeps your engines cooled. But here's what I found. This is the strainer basket that goes inside of this strainer. Now it's a big basket, as you can see, and I'm 6'2", and it's as big as my head, you might say. And what I found inside of it, and I'll show you a close-up in a little bit, it is stuffed with sand. And what apparently happened was the owner got too close to a sandbar, and on this particular Sea Ray, it's really weird, but they put this intakes towards the stern, actually either right behind or right in front of the props. And so if you get anywhere near sand and your props are just starting to touch you, you're going to be sucking up sand like crazy, and the props are going to be spinning around and making that sand go all over the place, and it's going to suck them right up. Not sure why they put them here, but they're here, so we have to deal with it. And this is full. This weighs so much because it is so packed that I'm going to have to take this out and rinse it out and try and clean it up. I actually have to replace the other one because the bottoms are made of plastic on most of these, and because the sand and the suction power was so strong, it actually broke the bottom off of it, so I had to go out and get a brand new one. So here I've got a brand new, nice, clean one I'm going to put in the other sea strainer. But you got to remember, it's really important not to just do some kind of visual look at these strainers all the time where you don't open them up and take them out. And yeah, I know it's a pain to take them out, because in order to take them out, you have to get back there and close the seacock. And you have to do that anyway, because you have to exercise the seacock. If it gets stuck in an open position because it hasn't been closed and open many times, then what's going to happen is if you have an emergency, you're going to get back there and you can't close that, and you might as well just put a buoy on top of your boat because it's going down, because your pumps aren't going to be able to keep up with it. So you need to be sure you exercise that seacock. In this case, close the seacock and take the top off of the sea strainer and take the basket out and really look at it. I mean, I always profess that you can take a flashlight and shine it through a glass strainer, and if you can see the bulb of your flashlight on the other side, it's clean. But do that every now and then, but you still have to take that basket out and take a visual look at it to make sure it's okay. So remember, save your engines by cleaning your sea strainers all the time. Not every time you go. Might be a little bit exorbitant to do that, but at least get down there and check them as often as you possibly can to make sure they're clean. And if you get into any situation where you've got near sand, especially sand, or you've gotten around a lot of grass or weeds or something that can float up in there, or if you start seeing the temperatures on your engine just get a little bit above normal, not even real high, get a little bit above normal, check that sea strainer to make sure it's clean. If it's clean and your temperatures are still going up, there's really a good chance you've got a bad impeller, and you're going to have to replace the impeller. And then if your impeller's okay, well, there's all kinds of other reasons that the thing could go bad that you're going to have to check up on. So check your sea strainers. If you're getting a little warm, check your impellers. We'll talk about impellers later. But right now, I want to thank you for being here, and I'll see you at the helm.